Live with studios in Midland and Odessa. You're watching First Alert 7 News at 6.
Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here at 6.
Tonight, the family of 32-year-old Corey Gregory is voicing their concerns about the Pecos Police's handling of his death. His parents, fiancé, and friends all claim that the investigation raised questions and had inconsistencies.
Pecos Police, meantime, maintain that their investigation was thorough and that the findings are accurate. Our First Alert 7's Isabella Garria talked with both parties and joined us now from Pecos with the exclusive details.
November 5th, 2024, in room 202 at the hotel behind me, 32-year-old Corey Gregory was found dead in his hotel room from a gunshot wound to his head. Although Pecos Police Department quickly ruled his death as self-inflicted, his parents suspect foul play.
Isabella, thanks. Rita Jones has lived in her house in Odessa for over 30 years. She says she grew up in that house and raised all three of her sons in it.
But now, after a house fire this past Friday morning, the family has been left with nothing. Take a look at the scene. At 9:29 Friday morning, Odessa Fire Rescue arrived to a structure fire on the 1100 block of Drury Lane. That's where they found a two-story house on fire. Two of Rita's sons were inside the home when it started. And they managed to get out through the side of the house and even broke a window to make sure their other brother wasn't home. They are the ones who called 911 and their mother. They were treated for smoke inhalation, but luckily, no other physical injuries were reported. Unfortunately, though, ultimately the family lost everything, meaning the worst injuries in this case were the emotional ones.
Hurts. I tell people anything can be replaced. All the material can be replaced. I said it's just the sentimental stuff, the pictures, baby pictures, that can't be replaced. Some valuable stuff can't be replaced. Saying everything you work for go down the drain.
The American Red Cross has contacted the family and offered services that can help them with anything they need, including clothes, food, and medical needs. Jones's father has set up a GoFundMe to help out his daughter and her family. To find out how you can help, you can go to this story on our website. And the city of Midland has announced its finalists for police chief. They're Greg Snow, Philip Lukens, and Joel Fitzgerald.
Lauren Munn has been doing some research on these candidates. She joined us now live. Lauren, what have you learned?
Well, I've learned a lot. We're going to start with the most familiar face here in West Texas. That's Greg Snow. He's been serving as interim chief since last May, and he's been with the Midland Police Department for 25 years. He seems to be pretty well loved in the community. We actually posted this on Facebook, all three of the candidates, and he got a lot of likes and comments showing a lot of support for him. So let me introduce you to those other candidates over on the alert desk. We'll head over there now. This is Philip Lukens, and from my research, the last chief of police position was held in 2023 in Nebraska. Everything I've read on him shows that he's really big on 21st century policing, lots of technology, and even using AI in some cases. In his bio on the National Institute of Justice website, it says he uses things like AI to allow his officers and dispatch team to be more available to the community. Now let's look back to the fact that his last police chief position was in 2023. He's been named a finalist for the position in lots of different cities a few times since then. That's throughout Missouri, Washington, and most recently, Colorado. And the third and final candidate is Joel Fitzgerald, who previously served as the Fort Worth chief of police. Now, a quick search of Fitzgerald showed quite a few CBS News articles related to lawsuits that he's filed after he was fired from different departments. Most recently, he served as the Colorado Regional Transport District Chief. He was placed on administrative leave from that job following an investigation into, quote, policy violations. He was fired shortly after that. Now, Fitzgerald has since filed a lawsuit against RTD alleging racial discrimination. But that's not the only lawsuit he's been a part of. He recently received over $5 million from the city of Fort Worth in a settlement agreement for a whistleblower case. That City of Midland has invited the community to meet all three of these finalists on Wednesday. That'll be from 5:30 to 7:30 at Busch Convention Center downtown. I'll be there, and we, of course, will continue to update you on this developing story. Reporting at the First Alert Desk, I'm Lauren Munt.
Good evening to you, and thanks for joining us tonight at 10.
Our top story comes to you from out of Reeves County. Tonight, the Reeves County Emergency Management Office has confirmed to First Alert 7 that one person is dead after a serious injury at the Atlas fracking site in Pecos. Another was severely injured as well, resulting in the loss of an arm. This happened around 8:45 last night, according to Reeves County Emergency Management. Now, the cause is still under investigation. That area has been closed off. That is all the information we have been given at this time, but we will update you on this story as we learn more information.
Today, the Midland International Air and Spaceport unveiled a new sculpture, and we were there. Take a look. The new Craddock sculpture is in honor of Representative Tom Craddock and his wife Nadine. Representative Craddock is the longest-serving legislator in the history of the Texas House of Representatives. It sits right at the entrance of the airport, and the statue is just the latest in installments to honor politicians who have helped to better the state of Texas and the city of Midland.
Phenomenal that we're doing this, you know. I just love the house, and I've enjoyed my service, and I like the things we can get done and help people. She deserves it more than I do.
No, he's a wonderful partner. He always allows me to be involved. We deserve whatever we get out here because we fund the state 35% with the oil and gas that comes out of our ground, and we're proud to be Midlanders.
And that's a great looking statue.
Yes, it
They did
is.
an awesome job. To see the statue for yourself, just head over to the airport.
Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here at 6.
We start tonight with new details on a deadly oil field accident near Pecos. The Reeves County Sheriff's Office is clarifying information from the Emergency Management Office that was released last night. The Sheriff's Office says a line rupture killed one man and injured 2 others. On Monday night, ProPetro Services was conducting fracking operations south of Pecos. They say a pressurized line containing about 9,000 psi detached from a fracking unit, causing the incident. 45-year-old Edward Rodriguez was killed. Officials say one man was flown to Medical Center Hospital in Odessa for an arm injury, and the site supervisor was treated in Pecos for minor injuries. The sheriff's office says no foul play is suspected, and further investigation by OSHA is pending.
Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here at 10 o'clock, and we start with breaking news across the nation.
The FAA says a regional jet and a military Black Hawk helicopter were involved in an apparent mid-air collision. This happened near Reagan National Airport tonight. Here's what we know so far. This is the scene by the Potomac River in the Washington, D.C. area tonight. The FAA has since issued a ground stop at the airport. As you can see, lots of lights there. D.C. Fire and EMS both confirming that an aircraft is down in the river. The FAA says PSA Airlines was operating the flight for American Airlines. FAA officials say the plane had departed from Wichita, Kansas, and was approaching the runway to land. American Airlines says there were 60 passengers and 4 crew members on board at the time of the crash. A large search and rescue operation is now underway. There's no word yet on any casualties or injuries. It's the first commercial airline crash in the United States in 15 years, since Colgan Air Flight 3407 entered an aerodynamic stall in New York. That was in 2009.
Of course, keep it right here. We will keep you up to date as we get new information. Time now to talk your weather forecast. Some big changes on the way.
Yes, lots to talk about on the weather front. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Teeferteller. Tom?
Yes, tomorrow is a first alert weather day for strong winds. Here are the particulars that we are looking at this first alert weather day for winds gusting up to 60 to 70 miles an hour.
Thank you very much, Tom. As your first alert station, we want to make sure we're keeping you informed on the ongoing search for a Midland police chief.
We've been extensively covering this story all week, and tonight we hear directly from the finalists themselves. First Alert 7's Lauren Munt is at the alert desk with the story. Lauren?
Finalists are Interim Chief Greg Snow, Philip Lukens, and Dr. Joel Fitzgerald. Now, the city did not specify when a decision will be made on the police chief position, but we, of course, will continue to keep you updated as we learn more. Reporting at the alert desk, I'm Lauren Munt.
You're watching First Alert 7 News at 10.
Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. Topping our news tonight is an update for you on the Pecos train derailment. The NTSB has released a new report with some new information on the events that happened that day. Let's get to it. The report reveals that the train had 4 train engines and 47 train cars that were all attached. All 4 of those engines and 11 of the train cars were derailed. The derailed engines released 9,000 gallons of locomotive diesel when they came off the tracks. This caused an estimated $4 million in damages to the track, train signals, and equipment. The report also says that the crossing that the semi-truck tractor was stuck at had flashing lights, bells, gates, and crossing bucks, which were all activated. The train also applied their emergency brakes upon seeing this, and the semi that was carrying a demethanizer tower weighed 91,000 pounds. Damages done to the tower and semi-truck have been estimated to be around $2.2 million. The NTSB says that they have investigated the site thoroughly, and they have now also acquired the leading train engines event recorder, and they will be reviewing them further. It's important to note that the crash is still highly under investigation, but we have more details on the report up on our website, firstalert7.com. Continuing to talk about the National Transportation Safety Board, they're investigating another plane crash, this one in Philadelphia. This as investigators get their first look at the critical black boxes from Wednesday's fatal mid-air collision between a U.S. military helicopter and an airplane. The FAA has restricted helicopter travel area near Reagan National Airport to ensure safety. Turning now to some public safety news, the Midland County Fire Marshal's Office is participating in the Securing the Cities program. This is a Department of Homeland Security program that helps urban areas protect against chemical, biological, and radiological, as well as nuclear threats. Midland County employees will get training and equipment to detect and protect against those kinds of threats. And we've been seeing it here. I'm sure you're seeing it in your life. The flu seems to be spreading rapidly through the Permian Basin, including inside the Ector County Jail. Now, this outbreak has caused them to close for visitors for the next week. Stopping the spread is crucial, with over 700 inmates that are currently serving time.